Welcome back to the beautiful campus of the University of Montevallo. We'd like to take this opportunity to tell you more about Montevallo and give you a look at the beautiful campus.
Founded in 1896, the University of Montevallo's mission is to provide students an affordable, small college, public, higher education with a strong emphasis on undergraduate liberal studies. Located in the town of Montevallo, just south of Birmingham, Alabama, the university is home to 3,100 students and is spread out across a 160-acre main campus noted for its unparalleled beauty. Montevallo's white columned buildings, famous red brick streets, beautiful lawns, colorful flower beds, and stately trees surround students with academic tradition. The core of the campus has even been designated as a National Historic District. So what is Montevallo? Montevallo is brick streets, creativity, college night, the Falcons, opportunity, community, tradition. Montevallo is home.
Welcome back. We're here now that the kiln has been lit and things have kind of relaxed a little bit. It's just waiting for things to get hot. We have gathered this group here to talk about some of the past firings, some stories, some tales. I'm sure that there's been a lot of stuff. So does anybody have any interesting, anything interesting that's happened at the kiln?
Well, the first thing that happens when somebody asks that, it's like basically what went wrong at the previous firings. A lot of things have gone right. Obviously, I mean, we're thrilled that the kiln performs or has performed the way it has. But we all have stories, I think. I'll weigh in with the first one. I don't know how many firings back. I think we were in our third one. This is number 10 now. I was here with two people that helped me build it. So I was a student, two former students and I stoking it. And we have a counterweighted door. And it's counterweighted with a cinder block in the background. You might be able to see it. And when we raise the door, we stoke and then we pull it down again. And the cable had worn through, and the door fell off in my hands. The counterweighted cinder block went through the two pulleys, sort of like the Coyote Roadrunner type of deal, and cascaded down the kiln. So I'm holding a round door in my hand. We're mid-firing. And what I always remember about that is that my students didn't say a word. One of them jumped up into the eaves. One of them got a fire suit. It was like, I don't recall anything having been mentioned. No words were communicated. We just, we had been together for like 2 years building it. We knew what we needed to do. And I think we got it back operational in less than a minute. So it looked like some sort of pit stop in NASCAR or something. But, I guess the mishaps stand out because there's so few of them. But I think, partly this is about recovering from those things, thinking creatively, thinking on the fly, and trying to deal with things that can't be anticipated. Chris, you got one? Don't be embarrassing.
Last firing, we ran out of wood, so we had to scramble around, and we really didn't run out of wood. It was burning much faster and much quicker than we thought it was going to, so we had to kind of improvise on that. And other things like we got a stall and 2 firings ago.
Yeah,
which is rare for this kiln.
Which is what led to this is Chris Greenman that led to the Greenman effect, which is a little like the greenhouse effect.
Like filling the firebox with dry pine and basically lighting a torch or using it as a torch and sending flames all the way through the kiln. And we did that probably 3, 4, 5 times that firing anyway.
Brought up to
more in the last one.
A couple hundred degrees, which is all we needed.
Yeah.
And
gets good melt to the ash and gives good effects throughout the kiln.
Okay, we've got a tape of what we've shown you before, and we want to get your opinion on it. So if y'all can watch that monitor right over there, just comment about what you can see and tell us a little bit about some of the things that are behind the scenes that people that are at home watching at their computers would find interesting.
Okay, well, what you're looking at seems to be the back of the kiln. There's a 15-foot narrow channel called an exit flue leading to the chimney. It's part of the design and part of what makes the flame so accelerated as it roars through the chimney. And so what you're seeing there is a bunch of stuff that we put out of harm's way prior to loading, and you can see the variety that's there. One of the nice, you're asking about stories and things that stand out in your mind. Two of Tony's students had a hard time finding us. I think it was a couple of years ago, and the students are traveling from Mobile, so that's about 4 hours away. And they came here and they were just crestfallen because we had sealed up the kiln. And so we had not put anything in that exit flue, no wares anyway. And so it was a desperation just to say, all right, you got your stuff in the kiln. We put it back there, and it was some of the nicest stuff in that firing. So now the real estate that nobody wanted, well, I kept it a secret for a while because I wanted it for myself. And now the secret's out, and it's highly coveted real estate back there. So they tend to put the work back there that they want in that spot. Lots of flashing. Effects of the flame rushing into that narrow area.
And how many pieces do you have in the kiln this year?
Let's see. I've got about 28 little bottles. I think you saw some of them back there, the little kind of craggy-looking bottles. And then I have elements of some sculpture I'm working on. So, I have about 10 of fairly large things. And oftentimes I have a really large element. And this year I lost it in the first firing in the bisque. Probably just as well because we have this kiln crammed full of everybody's stuff, so we didn't have room for it anyway. So, all of which is to say that you're somewhat subject to what's available at the time of the firing, and so I'm well represented. I can't complain.
Well, Teresa and Tony, how about some of the pieces that y'all have in there? Anything you have high hopes for, or a favorite piece that you really hope that to turn out well?
Sure, I'm a senior at Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm going to have a senior show in the spring. So I have several pieces that I'm really hoping turn out very well for the senior show, because, by the way, that's how I get my final grade. Can't exit without a senior show. So, and my professor just laughed at me when I said that. So
it's up to me what you get?
No, both of you guys are my professor. Yeah, see? Yeah, gotta, be nice to the professors, because I still get grades. But I have torso-shaped jug forms that I've been doing, and this year I started with smaller pieces that I wanted to try new things on before I put them on those hours-long built large pieces. And I've got probably 15 pieces in there, including the 2 big ones.
Well, this is sort of a light year for me. But I put things in there that I typically would be very much a control freak about, and I think that's been the most exciting thing for me with this whole kiln is things that you wouldn't assume would be appropriate for this sort of firing. You just try it and see what it gives you, and typically I've had some great results. And then the other exciting thing is seeing students progress, not just my own students, but the students that show up here firing after firing. One of my students that's been coming up regularly, he hopefully will be back, goes by Lollipop. Yeah, he wants us to build one of these down in Mobile, and I kept telling him I don't want to build a kiln. I want a friend with a kiln. And by the second firing, when we actually drove up from Mobile, pulled 2 back-to-back shifts, and we were driving back to go get some rest, and he goes, "Okay, Mr. Wright, you're right. We don't need to build one of these. We'll just that's just too much work, So it's work, but when it's done and the results are good, you forget about all the sweat and getting your hairs singed and all that. So.
Right. And Tony, right now we're showing some video of some of the pieces that are now in the kiln. Can you talk a little bit about those pieces?
Yeah, actually the piece on the far left is one of mine. It's a lidded form, and then the thing that sort of looks like a baby bottle nipple or I Dream a Genie bottle. Those are both mine, and actually that drum form is the student Lollipop who. So we're hoping to get some great stuff, but you never know. Those are the types of forms that I would typically put a very controlled traditional celadon glaze or a real vibrant satin matte glaze. But the kiln, like I said, has been real good to me, so I'm hoping.
And where are they in the kiln?
Yes, my buddy Chris here got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't able or willing to do that, but he knows my favorite spot, and so I'm very grateful.
It's maybe the last time.
Yeah. Load it yourself next time.
Well, thank you. We're going to go to break right now, but we'll be right back with some more stories.
Hey, that's a good idea. That's a nice idea. I like that. Yeah, I was gonna.